Hello there, good afternoon everybody, how you doing? So welcome back again to part 2. Yes Sarah, back again. So if you weren't aware, yesterday I messed up my schedule. I double booked myself, so I couldn't do yesterday afternoon with the sew along, so we did it yesterday morning at 11 and we're doing it today at 4 as well. That's how sorry I am for messing up my schedule. Oh, happy Mother's Day. And Jan has just joined the Half Yard Sewing Club. Welcome along. What's going to be the first thing you made? Have you had a look around it yet? How exciting. Happy Mother's Day to you, Jan. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Hello, Jill. Happy Mother's Day to you. And hello, Kaz and Sue. Sorry if I miss anybody. And let me just go backwards on Facebook a little bit. Kathy, Rosemary, Jan, hello. So has anybody started making yesterday? I know a few of you were sewing along. Did you actually get to finish it? Or did anybody watch later on and come back again and have another look and finish it off there? Hello, Heather, in Italy. Cheeky face painting, hello. I'm very good, thank you, Bloodwin. Basket will be my first project, says Jenna. So excited, jolly good. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same again. So I know a few of you didn't keep up. Have we got Ronnie? Who got as far as drawing the lines for quilting. So come and let me know how you got on. That's what, well, this is what we're going to make if you didn't see it yesterday. It's a little Easter basket, but I'm thinking you could use it for storage as well. I've put inside mine some raffia because it looks like straw and some just Easter egg decorations. So we do have an Easter egg hunt with the grandchildren. We've got another one that's going to be up for it this time because Finn is coming up for 2.5, so he should be able to understand what's going on. Oh, thank you, Jenna. I'm glad you like it. Made a bag yesterday to bring to the Stitch Festival to hold all your purchases. Oh, Michelle, I hope it's a bit. You might need a trolley. Put some wheels on it. Right, so that's what we're going to make. I just want to show you a couple of fabrics, actually. I'm not bombarding you because this is Half Yard Club after all. But we do have 2 new canvases on the website. So I'm just going to show. Oh, this is so soft. Just want to show you these 2. So if you have a look under new arrival, this is on the Debbie Shaw website, not on Half Yard Club, but have a look under new arrivals. Oh, look at that, so rich, like watercolour flowers, it's beautiful. Can't remember what it's called, but under new arrivals you'll find them there. And this is the second one, which I love just as much. And they say canvas. This is actually printed to look like a linen, but they're very soft. Excuse me. Sometimes canvases can be scratchy. Sometimes you imagine a canvas is going to be scratchy, but these aren't. They're just really, really soft. So they're perfect for clothing. That'll make a nice little jacket for summer. A quilted jacket would be really nice in that. So that's that. That's all I'm going to show you on the website. I might mention we've still got some Maddie panels left, buy one get one free, but that's, you know. Right. Let's get sewing this. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Janet. Good afternoon, Viv. Michelle loves both of them. They're really nice, really lovely. Right, so first thing we got, I've put all of the measurements in the description box underneath the video on YouTube. And if you scroll down on Facebook to a couple of days ago, you'll see all of the measurements and everything there. So I'm using single-sided foam. You could use, like the firm fleece that we've got on the website. I think that's still on there. That would work well. You want something that will enable the bag to stand up on its own. So an H640 would work, but if you're just using interfacing, it might be a little bit floppy. It's nice to have it quite sturdy. So I keep putting that in front of you so I can't see what I'm doing. So, okay. So with your single-sided, if you haven't used this before, it's a foam interfacing. And it has a scratchy side and a smooth side. The scratchy side is glue. So, hello Michelle, the quilter in New York. It's not your Mother's Day today, is it? Your Mother's Day is in May, isn't it, if I remember rightly? We went out for dinner last night with Tyler. David, my eldest, bought me the smelliest cheese. I love smelly cheese. The kind of cheese that if you put it in a cupboard, it knocks on the door because it just wants to come out. So yeah, amazing smelly cheese. And a nice chat with Kim in Vienna this morning as well. So I haven't seen them, but I will tomorrow. So I hope you've had a lovely day yourselves as well. apart from that, been working. My chickens escaped. Thankfully they're tame, so I just picked them up and put them back in again. But oh yes, I was saying with the Bosal foam, there are other foams available. I haven't used them. It likes lots of steam, and while it's still warm, you can kind of peel it up. So if you do get any wrinkling or creases in it, you can peel it away. And I love the way it likes steam because it really makes it stick really well. When you get it home, it'll be creased. If you waft a bit of steam over it, the creases drop out. I mean, don't press that onto your mat because that's got glue on it. But if you want to get rid of the creases, again, just a little waft of steam. Come on, waft of steam. And they just disappear. Right, so I've got 2 outer pieces, 2 lining pieces. I know it's gurgling a little, isn't it, Janet? I still can't find the little iron. That's why I've got this big one. Right, that's that. And we are going to quilt this. So if you haven't got a fusible and you want to use a sew-in, then that's not a problem either. Okay, I shall leave that spitting away to one side. And we'll quilt it first. So I'm using a heat erasable pen, so I just need to wait until that's cooled down a little bit. Whoops. And I'm going to use a 45-degree angle. So there's the 45-degree line on my ruler. So I'll line that up with the bottom of the fabric. Is anybody actually sewing along today, or is it just me? And draw a line. And then move the ruler 2 inches along and draw another line. And carry on until you've covered the whole of this in 2 directions. There's another one. Now you can do this any width you like. So if you wanted to make them 1.5 inches or 1 inch, that's fine. You don't need to do them at a 45-degree angle. It could be a 60-degree diamond if you prefer. Or you don't have to quilt it at all really, but I just think it gives a nice finish. So then we'll go in the opposite direction. So I don't need to use the 45-degree angle here. I just line up the straight lines on my ruler with the straight lines that I've just drawn and go in the opposite direction. And we'll do that across both pieces. The fabric I'm using, by the way, is the Bumblebee on the website. There's a few of these. Sorry, no, Birdsong. It's called Birdsong. Bumblebee was one of the fabrics. And it's a really pretty range. So if you wanted this fabric, then go to debbieshawsewing.com. Don't forget to use your 10% member discount and just put Birdsong into the search engine and it'll come up with it. So I need to do the same on this one. That doesn't look quite straight to me, and I don't know whether it's the fabric or the Bosal. It's the Bosal, so I'm just going to trim that back a little bit. And like so. I've been in the wars again. I've put makeup on it so it doesn't look too bad, but put some fencing up for the chickens, which obviously didn't work because they got out. And made a bit of a mess again. Keep doing that. Oh hi, Crystal Clear Life. Love your names. Grace is at work, so she's watching the telly. Thank you, Sarah. Right, so same again on this one. So pop the 45-degree mark on the ruler across the edge of here and draw the lines. Now I'm using a friction pen, and I know I say it a lot, so I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but do test your fabric first, particularly if your fabric is red, because it can bleach. And when you're marking the surface like this, there's a chance that you're not going to sew directly over the top of every single line perfectly, and we don't want to damage the fabric for it to be seen. They're great if you're going to use them within a seam allowance where you're not going to see them, but on any of the fabrics, then do a test first of all. Hi Rita, I did it. I programmed a machine at last so that when you put your foot on the back of the foot pedal, it cuts the fabric. Do you know, it took me about, oh gosh, 2 minutes to work that one out. I don't know why I didn't do it right at the beginning when I first got the machine. Without the manual as well. I know, it's dead easy. I was impressed with it. I do like that function. So I'm going to be a wooden sleeve and seam presser and laughed at me. Oh, sorry, talking to Glennis. Hi, Dun. Or is that Lee Dunn? Is that Dunley or Lee Dunn? Oh, thank you, Kathy. It is pretty fabric, isn't it? I do like this one. There is a whole range of it with birds, and so there's one with bees all over it, which is lovely. Right, so we're going to sew these to quilt. So, Laura can't sew along, had a glass of wine. Do you know what we could do? You know how you have these electric cars that don't need a driver? We need a sewing machine that doesn't need an operator. How's that? Right, so let's, I'm going to lengthen the stitch, so I'm going up to 3 because we're only quilting, and literally sew along all of the lines. Listen, listen, listen. Love it. I think I'm out of thread. I am. I wound the bobbin up down, did I? Yeah, just did that one line. I'm glad I noticed that. Oh, where is I don't know where the mouse is. Oh, there it is. It does, Lee. It does sound good. Love this machine. Jilly's had a splash of Asti at the week. Well, it's Mother's Day. You can have what you like, can't you? So hold the line a moment, Paula. Just loading up my bobbin. So what have you been up to today? I did some work this morning. I did a few of your orders that I could do from here. I took the dog for a walk. I've been making a video for the 3rd box in that set of boxes for next month, so I need to edit that one. And recorded a birthday message for Create and Craft because they're 20 in a few weeks' time. Doing good, thanks, Alan. How are you? Got a thread inside it. My machine really needs cleaning. I need to do that before next time. Right, lots of quilting to do. So chat amongst yourselves. Oh, Cherry's had a lawn turfed. Oh, lovely. Did you do it? Sounds like you had someone to do it. Right, so lots of sewing in straight lines. Love it. Yeah, let me know if you want me to. If you are sewing along, let me know. Because if you're not, I'll just carry on quickly. But if you want me to slow down, then just say, "Oi, slow down a bit, you. Can't keep up." Or if you started yesterday and you get to a point where you want me to stop so you can carry on, then just let me know. Been for a dog walk, gardening, roast dinner, bottle of Asti between, yeah. Sewed coronation bunting till lunchtime, then gave in, did Laura? Oh, Rita, the cutter, and doesn't have a cutter or a needle. You need a new sewing machine. I'm not fussed about the knee lift, to be honest, and I'm a little low down. I don't know if my knees had reached that. It would look quite funny if I started using a knee lift for the live shows. If you start seeing my knee bobbing up and down. Just got to attach the handles and some of the buttons. Oh, Sue, right, okay, you've got on well with that. Rita would be very envious of my straight stitch machine. This machine, I think, is just over 1,000 stitches a minute. And the straight stitch is over 1,500. It's so quick. I'd have finished this by now. I was on my straight stitch machine. Oh, hi, Nancy. That's some very tough 2 weeks. I've found quite a few weeks. Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, hopefully everything's okay now. I'm glad you're back again. Hope everybody's all right. Oh, the model above mine. So I didn't know Dukey's very well. I went off a recommendation from the Dukey guest on Create and Craft. I didn't know there was a better. Actually, I didn't know there was a better one until I opened a shop for them a few weeks ago. Me and Kim went down and did a book signing and things for them, and somebody actually came in and said, "Oh, I want to buy a sewing machine, but I want the one that's the more improved version of yours." I thought I'd bought the top of the range. Turn it over to the back when you're finished, just to make sure that you've caught all of the, or you've sewn all of the lines, because it's quite easy to miss one. So there, and then we'll do the same on the other one. So chat amongst yourselves, just sewing straight lines here. It's a bit wobbly there. Didn't know them until I got mine. The model above yours for bag. Oh, that wasn't. There are two above mine. Well, just when I thought I'd treat myself and convincing myself that this is my job, so I should have the very best, and I haven't. I can't imagine what other features you'd have in a machine though. Alana loves her Elna. My Elna was lovely. Well, I did, you know me. But it's due to go in for service. The cutter broke on it. I still haven't had it serviced. Just thought, good excuse for a new machine. Yes, okay, I think so too, Rita. Perfect for what I do. I don't use all the stitches, to be honest. Haven't used any of the fancy stitches. I do the buttonhole, a zigzag, and maybe a blanket stitch. I like a blanket stitch. So I'm still exploring. This machine that stitches. No, Donna, what machine stitches 5,000 stitches a minute? I want that one. Want that one. Oh, I'm glad I kept you company, Laura. I didn't know I was keeping you company, but I'm glad I kept you company. Not too long. Welcome to Couture Moonshine. Oh, don't know what that means. Hi, Sharon. Got a bog standard singer. It's a bit of a plod, but yes, that's the thing, Michelle. You don't need a fancy sewing machine. For most jobs, you don't need a fancy sewing machine. You might want a fancy sewing machine. I just wanted one that was quick, and this is doing the job. Hello, Solveig in Norway. Welcome back again. Nice to have you here today. Is it Mother's Day in Norway as well? Or is it just in the UK that we've got Mother's Day today? Let me know. Have I missed any? Nope, that is done. Right, then we are going to cut a 3-inch square from each corner. Sorry, I knew I brought my little ruler down. There we go. Oh, hello. Oh, I've switched it off. Love the way it actually comes with hello on the screen. Right, so a 3-inch corner from each corner of the outer and of the lining pieces. Oh, hello, Sue. School? Oh, no, didn't pronounce that right, did I? I'm glad you're enjoying them. It's a DX7, Mary. Jenny in Spain. Oh, hello, Jenny in Spain. So let's cut these corners out here. Mother's Day. Yeah, I thought it was May, Robbie. Oh, that doesn't look square. How are you getting on with your bag your box that you started yesterday? it's got a 1/2 inch bit on it, that's why it's not working. That's better. I don't get on with rulers with 1/2 inches on them. That's what happens. Get them a bit wrong sometimes. All right, so let's do this. There. Well spotted, Chris. And there. And then I could actually just use these, couldn't I, as templates to cut the others. And here. And then we'll need to do the same on the lining as well. Alan got his first Fab Scraps scatter cushion kit. Oh, no, I don't know what that is, but that sounds nice. Let's do the same with the lining. So again, I'll just use that as a template. So I'm cutting through both pieces. I'm just cutting out that, so 3-inch square from the base. Feet stuck on the M1. Oh no! Is that oh, is it? No, it's not a bank holiday or anything, is it? Is that an accident or something? I always like to be very patient when I'm sitting in traffic jams like that, because you never know if anybody's about to receive some bad news. So I just think, well, at least I'm safe and I'm sat here, albeit very frustrating in a queue. Right, I'm just going to iron this to take away the pen marks. Laura, I have cut into my hand on several occasions doing that. You know, when you hold something and it, yeah, snips like that. But, yeah. Okay, and then while I have the ironing mat up, let's put the fabric around the handle piece. So I think I've got that a little bit too long. Let me trim that down a little. Oh, look. Not only, oh gosh, did my chickens escape, it was when I was carrying everything down here and I've actually dropped it in the mud. So sorry about that, that wasn't too pleasant. Oh look, I'm covered in it. Oh, let me just get something to wipe that. That's not very nice at all, is it? It's only mud off the garden. But I think it's time we had a new cover on that now then. Right. So that goes over the centre here. And then we'll wrap one side of the fabric over the top, and the second one we're going to fold the end over and wrap that back. So I've got a fold down the centre, and that is to hide the raw edges. So with the Bosal, I can steam it from this side just to hold it in place, and the steam will carry that through just to kind of hold it there, and then we'll turn it over and iron from this side. Oh, Robbie got it finished today. Yesterday I tried ironing the Bosal to the ironing board. Oh. That went a little bit awry, so again, while it's warm you can just peel it back again and do it again. That's better. Oh, Rita's husband just brought a glass of wine and says hello. If you weren't so far away, Rita's husband, I'd be saying, go on, bring it, go on then, let's have one. Let's fold the ends over. It is Mother's Day after all. Oh, hang on a minute, Rita. What time is it over there? I mean, we're at nearly 4:30, which is a reasonable wine o'clock time, but you're 5 hours behind. Oh, I suppose it's lunchtime, isn't it? I suppose it's lunchtime. Hi, Debbie Stevens. Oh, Janet lost her internet, but she's back now. Hi, Joanne. Janet's loving the fabrics. Gorgeous, isn't it? It's the, if you go to my website, the Debbie Shaw Sewing one, and just put Bird Song into the search engine, there's a whole range of it. It's beautiful. It's one of my favourites. So that's folded over. Then I'm just going to fold the edge of this one over by about 1/4 inch, 5mm, 6mm or so, and press that. It's like an old steam engine, this iron, isn't it? And then 9:30 a.m. in Newport Beach, mimosa for me, says Jenna. Then we'll fold that over and press it again. And I think that is that as far as pressing is concerned. And then I'm just going to sew. I'll sew down the middle and then sew down the sides. If you have decorative stitches on your sewing machine, it might be quite nice to do that. I'm going to just lengthen the stitch a bit. Oh, and go right down the middle. And then I think I'll go down each side as well. Why not? If you're using a fusible fleece, you could use iron it all over the fabric, so you don't need to wrap it around. But the Bosal's a little bit thick to do that. You'd have a very stiff handle. And of course you can leave the handle off. Without the handle you've got a storage box, which I think you'll find quite useful. It's a nice size for patterns and things like that. How's your cut on your wrist? Not too good. Been in the wars a bit. I was saying earlier on, I've put some makeup on it, but it's kind of showing through. I've ruined my hands. I would have been in so much trouble if I was still on Ideal World. You know, because we're reminiscing at the moment, because Create and Craft, if you consider Create and Craft now, is really the same company as it was 20 years ago. It says 20 years since they started. And I joined them about 2 months before Create and Craft started, so I was over 20 years. And I had such a telling off from the presenter manager one day, because I phoned up and I said, look, I'm going to be a bit late. Car's broken down. So it wasn't broken down, I got a flat tyre. So I need to just stop off and change the tyre. So I'll be with you a little bit late. Oh, the look on his face when I walked through the door. And he said, what on earth are you doing changing the tyre? I said, it's quicker than waiting for the EA. I may as well just, get out there and change it. He says, yes, but your hands. Ooh. Trouble. They were a bit oily, that's all. Anyway, let's start putting this together. So I've got the 2 outer pieces. I've got the 2 lining pieces. I'm making an Easter basket, Janet, and I made it yesterday and I'm making it again today. And then let's sew these together first. So we'll pop them right sides together. And I'm going to sew down the edges and across the bottom. Did I do that yesterday? Different ways of doing it. I can't remember how I did it yesterday. Did I sew the tops on first? I think I might have done that. Let's do that. So sew the top of the lining to the top of the box. To the top of the outer box first. We'll do that. So flip those. Yes, we did that, didn't we? Right sides together and just sew across the top. Chris is sat in the caravan watching with one eye and the bunny's outside. Oh, love watching the wildlife. Chris, we have ducks wander into the garden. They're actually really tame. There's a village pond and there's loads of ducks. They're all mallards, and I think in mating season they come and use our pond as a holiday destination to get away from the mayhem. Thank you, Jenna. Yeah, I forgot. And I love watching the wildlife. Oh, I didn't reply. I didn't mention it. Somebody said yesterday they were watching a pheasant in the garden. We get a pheasant in the garden, but the ducks just wander up, and I don't think they realise they can fly, because they walk down the street and they walk through the gates and they walk into the garden. We've got a new pond and they love the new pond. And if we come down to feed the chickens in the morning, they get all excited because they get a bit of food there as well. They're lovely. I love the wildlife in the garden. No, I think we did it this way, Biz. The set was only yesterday, can't remember. Raina's not sewing along, but watching. You've got a pink parcel, purple parcel coming your way, haven't you, Raina? Right, so we've got that. And then we're going to put these two red sides together. Oh, I did this, didn't I? And then just pin the seams there to make sure those are lined up when we sew it together. Hi, Darren. So that there, squish together. We used to have some really odd, not odd, I suppose they were very useful for some people, but very strange demonstrations for some products on Ideal World. And there was one, I can't remember what it was called, but it was something that you would put on your feet, wrap it up in cling film, and then come back later on and scrape off the dead skin, which is a brilliant idea if you've got dead skin, but demonstrating it on TV, it was a bit, and we'd have models in with particularly hard skin, and then there was a beauty guest and she'd scrape the skin off and then she'd wipe it all onto a tissue and then show everybody. It was like, oh, it's horrible. And then there was another one, a nasal douche, that was the one, which again, I serves their purpose, you know, if you use one, fine, but demonstrating it on TV, where you'd have some guy squirting it up one nostril and then kind of I think it's something you do in private, not yeah, so some quite funny products. I can remember spending a whole hour talking about cable tidies. Very useful products. Really tidied up the cables at the back of the TV. No more bird's nests. But for an hour, you put the cables together, you click the tidy on it. Let's do it again. 57 times. So yeah, there's been a lot of reminiscing recently about Ideal World Create and Craft. Yeah, I know, Darren. Oh, we had one guest, he was a hairdresser, and can't remember his name, but he was very full of himself. He said that he created Farrah Fawcett's hairstyle. Not so sure about that. But he was, some people can, they just think they're better than anybody else. I hate people like that. And he was okay with presenters and with producers and directors, but very rude to floor managers because, you know, he just didn't think they were worth anything. Hate people like that. But he was this big I am and very demanding, and well, you know, I need this and I need this. And he had a bowl of water at the side of him. I don't know what that was for. And then he was doing this model set. Put your hair upside down and blow it, and they were doing all this kind of thing. And he wafted it with a hairdryer and put it back in the water. And I can remember just stepping back from it, and director and producer in my ear was, oh, no, get him away from there. Switch off the power, let's get over it. It was all panic and mayhem and everything. Not only did he drop it in the water, he then put his hand in the water to take the hairdryer back out again. And I just thought, oh no, somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to die live on air. I don't know how he was fine, but he was fine. But yes, I think that was the most shocking thing that ever happened to me on TV. He was horrible though, wasn't a very nice man. Not saying he deserved it. He wasn't very nice though. Anyway, do you remember the dead skin? I would imagine it's a lovely feeling if you've got dry skin to have it all scraped away. It's a really good product, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that. Horror stories. Oh, Julie, let me have a think. I had one guest, she was an American jewellery guest, and she when you went into the studio door, there was that's another thing, like a very small little area with glass bricks behind it, and that's where we did the jewellery from, because they could light it all nice and everything. And on the set to the right of me was a bed. They were doing bed linen and stuff, and my guest walked through the door, got onto the bed and went to sleep. And it turns out she'd got some medication. She'd taken the wrong one, and she'd taken some kind of sleeping tablets just as she came into the studio. So she'd flown over all the way from America to do this. Oh, what have I done there? To do this show, and ended up sleeping with me bumbling away about jewellery that I hadn't got a clue about. Hi, Alison. No, but I don't like people who think they're any better than anybody else, because nobody is. In my opinion. Oh, Viv's cut all the pieces except the handle. Well, you could just make a storage box then, Viv. Because it's still really useful even without the handle. I did, I was guesting a felting machine show with Dave Bradford, who thankfully wore glasses, because the needles broke. It hit something, I don't know what. I think the needles weren't going into the holes properly, and these little splinters of needles fell out, and you could hear one just ping off Dave's glasses. Oh, that could have been so bad. Could have been so bad. He actually ran over a camera in the Ideal World garden. I think he was bringing his car in to be washed or something for some car cleaning product, and there was a camera, and he ran it over. And these things are worth thousands of pounds, obviously. So after that, we all had to take out some kind of insurance just in case it happened again. I know. I have left a gap. I left it in the bottom, Jackie, this time. I left it, I didn't say, did I? I'm just chatting away without telling you what I'm doing. I don't even know if you're sewing along or taking any notice whatsoever. Never mind. Going to be a download on Half Yard. No, Julie. It's the sew-alongs are just something we do live once a month. I was here yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. So, have you enough lining? Oh, yeah, so it's the idea is that I give you all of the ingredients and everybody sews along later, but I don't think anybody's sewing today. Thank you, Sarah. It will stay here on the Facebook page, and it'll be on YouTube as well, so that might be a better option if you just want to make the bag, because then you can fast forward. I might do another video. I just haven't got time at the moment, because a video on this would have been nice on its own, wouldn't it? But I'm away next week, so it might be the week after. Anyway, so let's open this up to the side like that, and that one to the side like that, and we'll sew straight across to make the base square. So you can see it is quite boxy. If I was making this into a bag, I'd cut out the corners a lot smaller than this, but we want it to be quite boxy. Tracy says, when I was a student nurse, my friend was doing a dressing on a gangrenous foot, and a toe came off while she was holding his foot. Oh! Oh! She ran down the ward screaming. What about the patient? My toe's come off. She took my toe off. Oh my word. Hi Wendy. She's here. That's it. So straight across there. Oh, I've got a few stories, Pippa. I don't think there's a book full, but you know, when she's starting, you think, oh, that happened and that happened. So I did this one show with this chap from America. He wasn't very nice, and it was on a Sunday morning, and he was an elderly gentleman, so he was in his 80s, and he'd got this painting system, like a DIY painting system, and he had basically it was a roller, but it had got different strips on it, so you could put different coloured paint all on the same roller. I think that's how it worked. Yeah, something like that. It was either the tray or the roller that was special. So you put the paint in, put the roller on, and you could do stripes of different colours with it, and that was his thing. But apparently he was quite nervous, so I got there at stupid o'clock on a Sunday morning and went into the green room to go and find him to talk to him. And I walked through the door, introduced myself, and he looked me up and down and he just said, you're not a presenter. You don't know anything about this. You shouldn't be doing this show. You're not very good. I'd never met the guy before. He was really rude. And the thing that bugged me more than anything, out of all the presenters there, I was probably the only one that did any DIY, so I was the perfect presenter for him, but no, he was really rude. So he put up with me. He was as deaf as a post. And we went into the studio to do the show eventually. He was turning his back on me, he wouldn't talk to me, because I was just a woman. I didn't know anything about painting. But he started painting, so he couldn't hear anything. So anybody trying to talk to him or kind of steer him in any direction, he just couldn't hear them. So he was just doing his own thing. And he did this thing with a roller, and then he put it on this like easel with white paper on it, and he made these designs, and then he'd sign it. And then he did another one, and then he signed it. And then he did another one and put his roller down. I said, "Oh, you're not going to sign that?" And he went, "No." And then I said, "Can I have a go?" So I took the roller, did this thing on the paper like this, signed it, and he came over and he picked it up and he painted all over the top of what I just painted with it. He was horrible. And I'm smiling away and trying to sell the blooming thing, and oh, horrible man. Anyway, he didn't sell very many. Hi, Mid-Easy. Americans haven't left you the... Yes. So yeah, they were both American, Rita. Sorry about that. We very nearly emigrated. Years ago now. I had an interview with HSN, and this is going back maybe 15, 16 years, something like that. The kids were a lot younger. And I had an interview with them to be a presenter in, where are they? St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg? Tampa. They're in Tampa. And they were so nice. We actually went looking at houses and everything over there. So that's what we were going to do. The kids were little. They were happy to relocate. And when I had the interview, she said that she was from New York. That's what made me think, Rita. She thought that I was too senior for the position that they had. They'd only got an overnight shift. And she said, to be honest, daytime jobs don't come up that very often because some of their presenters have been there 20 or 30 years. So she said, I'm not going to take you on for the nighttime one. You're too experienced. I'll get in touch if anything comes up during the day. It never did. And eventually, kids got older, didn't want to emigrate, and kind of all blew over in the end. But if that job would have been available, I'd have been on your doorstep. How's that? Just get it done kind of girl. Well, you know. Love it when your brain starts thinking of stories. A great way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. I'm really old, you see. I've got loads of these stories to tell. But I do forget about things a lot. Okay. Got that. And then we'll turn it the right side out. I've left a very small turning gap in the bottom. Thank you, Janet. Oh, you're nice. Oh, Susan made it yesterday. Lovely pattern, easy to make. Thank you. Okay, let's turn this through. Very small. Maybe here a while, just doing this. Still turning it. Still turning it. Thank you, Monty Pep. Looks like things worked out how it's meant to be. I'm a firm believer in things turn out how they were meant to be. Sometimes when things are happening, you don't know why. But a lot of the time when you look back, you think, that's why that happened then. Just with me anyway. Had a really bad car accident. Years ago now. And what it is, a bit of a tale, but we'd been to a wedding reception at a friend of Gary's house, and I went to the loo, which was upstairs, through a door. It was an old oast house, and so I opened the door and stepped up, and I chose the wrong door, and it was a cellar, and I fell down. So I kind of went with a bang. I've got a habit of falling over, haven't I? And sprained my ankle. So I had a manual car at the time. Gary had an automatic, and his car was going in for a service the next day. He'd got a Range Rover. It was a lot bigger than my car, but I had to drive his car because I couldn't use my left foot because I'd sprained it, and I drove in front because I knew the way to the garage and he didn't. And there was a car overtaking coming on the other side of the road, and all of the cars on this side weren't going to let him back in again. And it was really weird because everything kind of slows down. I knew I was going to hit him. Seatbelts weren't enforced in those days, so I hadn't got a seatbelt on. And I was just thinking, if I hit him head on, if I hit him at an angle, I'm going to be in a ditch and I could spin him into the other car. So it's better to, all this goes through your mind. So we had this head-on collision. And I thought afterwards, if I hadn't sprained my ankle, I would have been in my car in the front, in a very small car, which wouldn't have been very nice in a head-on collision. So even then I thought I was meant to sprain my ankle. Hadn't I sprained my ankle, I probably wouldn't be here now. That was a bit deep, wasn't it? It was a bit deep for a Sunday afternoon. But there's been, have you found that? There's been a few occasions where you look back and think, so if that and that ended up there, and that ended, I've sewn the opening closed. I'm just sewing along like I'm not doing a sew along, so I do apologise. Sew the opening closed there and there. I'll snip those off, so we've got this. The opening should be a bit bigger, Janet. Yes, I did make a particularly small opening. Thank you, Alan. Go on. Like things worked out. Yeah, right. So we've got this. So I just need to trim off the threads, and then we'll push that inside. And this is what I was saying about making it into a box. I might leave that actually. Because the foam is around the top, and I've got the 1/4 inch seam allowance, it kind of wraps over the edge like that. Sorry, I've just lost you over here, so bear with me a sec. So I think I'm going to leave that. I was just checking on the inside that the lining doesn't go all the way down to the bottom, and that does. So I'll leave that like that, and then I'm going to top stitch all the way around just underneath that seam, and I think that's going to make a nice binding around the top. It was a large opening yesterday. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the sewing. Did anybody join up with Half Yard Club yesterday, by the way? Have we got anybody else who's new? Nice to hear from you. My hubby and I were hit head on, and the other car was on the wrong side of the road, so we couldn't avoid it. Oh dear. Oh, Jane, I hope you're okay now. Oh. Well, this is what Robbie did. Yeah, so if I'd have put more thought into it, I could have done that, couldn't I? That could have been a plan. Right. So let's squish that out of the way. And I find it easier to just sew just underneath the seam rather than trying to be exactly on the seam. I just find it easy. I find I'm a lot neater if it's just underneath. If I'm on the seam, I can kind of, it gets a little bit wobbly sometimes. Okay, so just go all the way around, then we'll put the handle on. So, oh dear. Love that. Yes, it looks nice wrapping over the top, doesn't it? The beers. I should have thought of it. This thing's, it just happens, doesn't it? Things evolve when you start sewing. Just for me anyway. I start off making something and then it changes to something else. Right, I'm using a blue thread on here as well, which I think looks quite pretty. Alright. Oh, Patricia, I hope he's okay. Give him my love when he comes out. What have I got?
Coffee, my dear.
coffee would be very nice. Hang on, let me just...
And these have just arrived for you.
Oh wow!
Do you want to open them later?
Yeah. 2 of them.
I think they might be from Kimberly and David.
Oh, I've got boxes of flowers. Oh wow! Oh, I can't pick both of them up.
These just arrived.
Tulips!
Tulips?
Tulips!
How many lips?
2! Can't see what's in that one. Oh, I'll open them in a bit.
Yep.
Oh!
They're right here.
Thank you. I thought everything was done and dusted for Mother's Day. I thought that was that.
Yeah, so
Been out for
delivery
dinner
guy,
and spoke to everybody and had smelly cheese and everything. I wasn't expecting flowers as well. Oh. Right, so if you wanted to make this, mine too, Rita, if you want to leave that as a box, then that's perfectly fine. And it's, I haven't got any here, but it's kind of a nice size to keep patterns in, dressmaking patterns and things like that. But we're going to put the handle on it because we're talking Easter baskets with this one. Just snip that off there. Right. What did I detox with? It was a 5-day detox that I did a few weeks ago, Patricia. I bought it from Homefield Grange, so it was all juices and soups. And it was really nice, actually. I didn't feel hungry at all, but I did feel very healthy afterwards. So that was, I might do that again. Hello, Mary. Made her first live from VA. Where's VA? Really enjoyed your tutorials. Yesterday made a basket with a 2.5-inch square bottom, so my granddaughter won't be likely to spill her eggs. That's a nice idea. Patricia's got too many patterns to put in there. You need a row of them on your shelf then, Patricia. Right, let's do this handle. So I'm going to use embroidery thread because it's nice and strong. Oh, Virginia. Oh, is it? Didn't know that one. I'm not a vegetarian, Jill. I do eat fish occasionally, but I don't eat meat. Haven't done for about 30 years now. But yeah, fish occasionally. Right. So I need to measure the centre of this one. If I can, oh, there's my ruler, so I can figure out where my ruler is. Let's do that. We've got that down to the middle of the screen. Take that away. Right. Pierce the stems of the tulips and then won't go. Oh, thank you, Julie. Because they don't seem to last very long, do they? So that is, that's come up at 12 inches there. So I'll just measure the centre here. It is quite important that this is in the middle because if you think about it, if that's to one side, it'll hang funny when you're using it. So just take a little bit of time to make sure you've got the right markings there. So 12 there, 6 there, that'll do. Vivian had a lovely present from my daughter. I've no idea what it is because she sent it to her address instead of mine. Oh, sorry, stop. Chris posted her mum's card on Tuesday and they haven't tried. Oh, that's a shame. No, Biz, did nothing. I had the OP ear candle thing, so did Kim last week. And because the only reason I did it is because they said that it might help with tinnitus. So interesting, noisy, lots of crackling going on, not uncomfortable or anything like that, but no difference whatsoever. She said it may affect sinuses because they're all connected. I might be able to breathe more easily. Haven't got a problem with breathing anyway. But yes, so it didn't really do anything at all. So I'm not going to do that again. And Kim was the same. So yeah, it was worth a go. Let's save this on. So I'm not going to go all the way through, and I am going to use a spot of glue behind here as well. Oh, I was going to put the button on first, wasn't I? So let's go through the end of here and into the button. May the 14th in the Netherlands, Mother's Day. Maybe it's just us that has it here. Rosina put a metal popper on to hold the handle on and alternated the side so I could pop the basket closed when needed. That's a good idea. Could you do a one piece of fabric box with a flap over and a snap fastening to one side, please? I should put some thought into that, Laura. Oh, I'm putting it on here, aren't I? So let's just in and out there. And back through. Only need to go through the holes once with embroidery thread because it's really strong. And back there. And in there. So I've got glue on my fingers. Oh, Sandra, it gets louder and quieter. It gets louder the more you think about it. But yeah, apparently there's nothing you can do. My mum had it as well and my sister's got it. So you kind of just expect it, really. You live with it, don't you? There's nothing you can do. Right, let's snip that off there. And I am going to put, oh, same in Germany as well, a little bit of glue behind there as well. It doesn't need it, and in fact it's got a nice little swing on it if you don't, but it will make that a little bit stronger and to help to stop the stitches coming undone. And if you wanted to, you could actually just glue that on. Oh, Sue got 2 of my books for Mother's Day. Perfect present, Sue. Perfect. So I'll just do that there. Where do these come from? Little threads everywhere. A scallop top for the basket. Rita, I did one, didn't I? I did that. So you could kind of copy the same thing, maybe a little bit bigger. That's on YouTube. We did that a few months ago. In fact, I was so pleased with that. I did 2, look. They're really useful, and that's got foam inside it as well. But you could use maybe a Decaville for that, something like that. So you could use the same technique for that one. Right, let's sew the other button on. Mothering Sunday, what other Sundays have? Mother's Day. What's the difference then? Is there a difference? Alana's gone deaf in one ear as the ear canal swollen. Ooh, that sounds painful actually, Alana. Right, so again, into the side, there's my mark, into the side here. Oh, no, button on first, sorry. So let's do that. And in there. Add a penny to your tulip. Oh, I've heard that one, Linda. I forgot about that. Thank you. An aspirin. Oh, not heard of that one before. Okay, let's pull this through. And then into the bag here. So I've now got 3 baskets for the grandchildren. And back out this side. And in here, and I'm just going to tie that off underneath. I don't think it really matters if you go all the way through to the other side. It's only an Easter egg basket or a storage box, but if you want to keep it looking neat, then I'd keep the stitches hidden away underneath there. And again, hello Carrie in Minnesota. A little spot of glue. Just keeps it nice and strong on the seam, and I'll hold that just with the clip for a couple of minutes until that dries, and that's done. So there are my 2 baskets. Don't know what I've done with the other one that I made, but they're quite sweet, aren't they? And they are something, I mean, I've used floral fabrics. I thought it was nice and springtime. But these are something that you could use as, I say, as storage or for other things afterwards, or even, you know, for the kids to keep toys or Lego bricks or things like that would be quite nice. Oh, I see, Rosina. Okay, that's the difference. Oh, Alan, I know. My mum's not here. My nan's not here. Makes you think, doesn't it? Hello, S. Alan. I'm glad you like it, Linda. Looking forward to meeting you at the Stitch Festival. Yeah, do come and say hello, won't you? If you're going to the Stitch Festival next week, make sure you come and say hello. Blodwin's enjoyed the weekend in Nottingham. Hope to go to Devon. Oh, home to Devon tomorrow. Oh, lovely. Yes, I'll show pictures, won't you? If you can post them on Facebook, would be good. Yes, so I won't be here on Wednesday, and I won't be here next Saturday. I I'll be at the Stitch Festival at Islington. I'm on the Search Press stand, and I'll be there between about 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock, so for most of the day. So if you are around, or you're going to the festival anyway, just come and have a chat, come and say hello. I shall be on the Search Press stand with Half Yard Sewing Club. So if you're not a member, I shall be persuading you to become a member. But if you've got any questions about it or anything like that, then do come over and ask the question. We'll have a lot of the team there as well. So we've got people from sales and marketing and people like that. So you might be able to meet somebody that's actually on the Half Yard team as well, which would be really nice. Debbie, I got an idea, says Nancy. On the Half Yard Sewing Club project box with the lid, I'm going to try and put the permanent ribbons down the sides and the bottom to tie it around you. Oh, that's a nice idea, Nancy. Let me show you. This is next month's project. It's a set of 3. I'm only halfway through sewing the smaller one because I'm doing a video for that one. So as a main project, you will have a video for it as well. And it's Bosal foam, which makes it nice and sturdy. And it's all fully lined. And I've trimmed it with some lace trim, which I think makes it look really pretty. And on the top of it, I've just put a toggle, just so that you can lift it up with that if you wanted to. You could use a bead. You don't have to put something on the top if you don't want to. And I just think it's really useful. So there's an 8-inch, a 7-inch and a 6-inch. You'll have your step-by-step instructions and the video to go with this one as well. Video is not actually very long. It is a very, very simple project. But I just think that they're stunning, if I say so myself. Nancy's just come up with the idea of putting ribbons around the whole thing and making it into a big gift box. I love that idea. See, should have asked you first, Nancy. Should have put it by everybody and see what you think. Trevor, if you go to your account, when you're on the Half Yard Club website, you should be able to change it there. If you have any trouble, then drop the girls an email to the info@halfyardsewingclub.com email address, but you should be able to do that yourself there. And we always say Debbie. I always say to my husband, I can't do housework dinner. He says, why is Debbie on then? That was a zippy thing, wasn't it? Debbie, I'm in love with you already. Yes, it is a nice idea. I love your ideas. So again, that's going to be next month's project. Has anybody made the heart yet? Our embroidery. Should we have a look? See if anybody's put a picture of it on Half Yard Club. So just bear with me a sec while I get onto that website. I'll be with you in a minute. Just want to look at your pictures. Just signing in. I'll show you what I'm doing. So sign in there, that and that, on we go. And embroidered heart. Oh, look at you. Oh, that is beautiful. That's exactly like mine. Amazing. Who's done that? Let's have a look. That's Chris. That's gorgeous, Chris. And this one is Margaret. Very neat stitching, Margaret. That's lovely. Oh, thank you for those. That was my idea for Mother's Day. There's also videos of the stitches there as well. And there'll be one for the stem stitching and making up the rows, making up the little rows, and the blanket stitch as well. So if you're not too good on your hand stitches, no, stop playing music, stop it. Then hopefully that's going to be a help. That is your secondary project, so you don't normally get a video for those, but I thought because there's so many different stitches on there, there should be both of the different styles of roses and the stem stitch and the lazy daisy and the French knot videos on there as well. I did make PJ Mouse. That was a fun wee project. I love PJ Mouse. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a book in the making there. I'd be in a couple of years' time. I'm kind of all booked up at the moment for the next 3 years. They are fabrics, Laura. So the chrysanthemums are panels that we've already launched. They are on the website. and is it Cassia or Acacia? Big Fat Teas, launching on Create and Craft on the 14th or 15th of April. We just thought they looked pretty, so Gary put them in frames and put them up there. I'm glad you liked it, Linda. I love paying annually once a year and done. Then I don't know. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, that's true, actually. About the exchange rates, Biz. Never thought about that. So if you pay annually, you don't have to worry about exchange rates fluctuating. The elephant is one of the projects that's brought back, Patricia. So the projects in the Highfield Club are taken down after 2 years, and then we just go and bring some back again. And that's one of the ones that's come back. So it can be an elephant, it can be a rabbit, or it could be a cat. You get templates for all 3 different heads. So I'm just looking forward to making Easter baskets. I'm glad you like it. I will have a great time at the festival soon. I intend to have a Prosecco every single day. Hello, Michelle. It's nice to meet you. What we're going to do next week with that Debbie fix. Come up with some ideas for what I can do after Chris. What am I going to do when I come back? Love all the projects in the Highfield Club. Julie, thank you very much. Okay, I've got some more filming to do, so I'm going to pop off. And so I just need to do that. And I normally put up there, see you again Wednesday, or see you again Saturday. And I haven't really got anything that says I shan't see you again for a week, so I might just have to cut out like that. Definitely too much wine. Imagine. We can always watch old lives. Oh yeah, watch the old ones. Watch the old ones that aren't quite live. Thanks, Biz. Thank you, Donna. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, I don't know when I go if I'm going to go all in one go, if I switch everything off, or if I'm just going to be sitting here pressing buttons for a while. So you might have to watch me do that for a bit. Got to go to horses, need their tea. Oh, Janet, oh, how lovely. Have a nice evening yourself, Solveig. Thank you. So again, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'll send you some pictures of what it's like at the Stitch Festival, if you like. So we'll kind of keep in touch that way. I'll let you know what I'm up to. I'll see you there, Linda. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you there. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day, if you're celebrating Mother's Day today. And take care of yourself. Thanks for joining me again today. And I shall see you soon. Bye-bye. So this is where I don't know whether I'm going to be here or not, so I'm going to click buttons and hope that I disappear. But you might just be sitting here listening to me clicking buttons. It might work, it might not. Well, I don't know if it'll work or not. We'll give it a go. I'll do it now. Let's see.